Yeah, if I can see it up here. Get up this end so I don't lose it.
What's going on the ground? Why do you think I was saying you're going to need to bail? This has been rough. Not as rough as I was hoping. Doing? Why?
Sandquake, the junction of the Hoosick and Walloomsac rivers in the White Creek. Here we are grounded again and having to haul the canoe across the bar at the foot of the island. Straight ahead is a fairly deep pool where the Walloomsac enters the Hoosick. This would likely be the Sank that gave Sandquake its name, Sank being the Algonquin word for the mouth of a river where it enters another river or lake. There is another one a short ways upstream on the Walloomsac where the White Creek enters the Walloomsac. The land directly across the river ahead of us is labeled on the old Walloomsac patent map as belonging to Abraham Wendell, whom I have also found mentioned as owning the lot in Sandquake where the cemetery is. The lot outlined on the map is Abraham's and would cover both where we are looking now and the cemetery. Taking the river provides a whole different view. As Sandquake faced and centered around the river at first, there were no roads yet. Today we think of things entirely differently. There were at least a couple of Abraham Wendells alive at the time, for which you can thank Dutch naming customs, but the most likely is Abraham Everett Wendell, 1715 to 1755, son of Everett or Everett Wendell and Eglantine Lansing. One reason for this being likely is because a genealogy I found shows him married to Meg Van Ness, the daughter of Hendrik Cornelius Van Ness, though I haven't personally verified this, and there's other sources that say he never married. But Cornelius Van Ness was also very involved in Sandquake. The second reason is that Abraham was involved with water power and milling. He inherited most of his father's properties, including mills in Rotterdam. Sandquake was a water power site. There was a prominent mill there in the White Creek mentioned in accounts of the Battle of Bennington. There was also once a mill on the Walloomsac near the mouth. Very little is known about Abraham. He avoided politics, never became a political or social leader, but had a nice house in Albany and seemed quite well off. One thing we do know is what he looked like, as he had his portrait painted in about 1737, probably by John Heaton.
look a lot deeper for about 200 yards.
Okay.
And then it shallows out again. But again, it kind of comes up. It gets rocky. There'll be a point where you'll see all rock, I think. There'll be little water going over it, but
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good time.
Yeah, you as well. I've only paddled this once, and it's you got to pick the right time because this is not the experience that you'll normally get. So this is very, very low right now. Extremely low.
I didn't want too wild to ride either. If somebody...
Well, there's a spot further down that it's. I think you'll get a little bit of a ride. I think it's behind the firehouse, but it should be fine now.
All right.
You're heading in the right direction.
Well, at least that part's good. We got that right.
We're not going back up. This is sure.
Absolutely not. Not happening. All right.
Good seeing you.
Good to see you.
Safe travels.
Here we go. We can get through here.
We might get through some of it, but not all of it. Nope. Go. Now we're somewhere. What? I wish. I don't know, Titanic's making it so far. We need to not be heading towards the shore right now. As if the rest of this trip has been easy. I'm surprised we made it through that last part.
Trees up there. I told you there's a nursery here.
Yeah. I mean, you could technically get out there, but they probably wouldn't be happy about that. Unless you're carrying the boat, in which case they're probably like, oh, okay. Alright, this splits off into two paths.
Yeah, and I'm not sure which is which. This one looks deeper, but it looks like there's deeper ramps in there. I see waves picking up on the right side there.
Oh, shite. Okay, what do you want to do? What would you like to do?
Usually the outside of a turn is deeper, so this one.
Uh-huh, we're about to get grounded.
We're about to get grounded, yeah.
And... Jesus.
Ooh, big blocks here. I wonder if they came down from that old bridge that washed out in 27.
Maybe. They definitely look like they're not like rocks. They're more...
There may have been a bridge here right now. The railroad here.
That looks like it doesn't even go anywhere.
This one's going to be tricky, though. Rocks on the bottom there.
Okay, well, let's try to head that way so that we can a little bit of leeway here, because otherwise we're going to be screwed. I'm trying to ground us here. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, okay. We're fine.
I think the canoe is tough. You wouldn't want to do this against this fiberglass.
Nope. No. 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 Oh.
Canoe's had enough. It says they quit.
Come on, Titanic. You've made it this far. What? Not in these waters, you didn't. You better not have, anyway. However,
Trees. We're gonna go out this way.
that's what I wanted you to do. I was hoping you would do it, and you were like, I'm just gonna keep going.
Rigaud de Vandreux led a party of French and their Indian allies up the Hoosick Valley in 1746. He and his forces proceeded south in early August and arrived at Fort Frederick, now Crown Point. On the morning of the 16th, de Mouy the Elder arrived with a reinforcement of 60 Frenchmen and a band of Indians. After much discussion and dispute, it was decided upon recommendation by the Abenakis that Fort Massachusetts was the best target. They left by canoe on the 20th and stopped at East Bay, leaving de Mouy the Younger and 30 men to guard the canoes, with 700 men proceeding south on foot, 500 French and 200 Indians. After 4 days' march, they arrived at the mouth of the Battenkill, known to them as La Riviere de Saratoga. To avoid discovery, they went southeast from there on the 27th, and reached Hoosick on the 28th, far above its mouth. There they encountered a road, perhaps two roads, for they divided into two brigades, one on the left bank and one on the right. The Indians covered the flanks and also the front and rear. They killed some animals for food as they traveled, but must have made a rapid and forced march, because they camped near Williamstown that night. They encountered no opposition, as the Dutch had received advance warning and fled to Albany, without bothering to warn the English settlers, however. Apparently they were barely on speaking terms in those days. After raising havoc in Massachusetts, they returned with loot and captives the way they had come, this time laying waste to the countryside, burning over 200 homesteads, killing all the cattle, and destroying all the crops. Sandquake would not have been accepted. Almost all trace of settlement in the Hoosick Valley was erased. The whole adventure took 8 or 9 days from leaving East Bay to returning. King George's War ended in 1748. Over the next few years, the garrisons at the forts declined. The struggle to find financing and men to keep them manned ensued, and the communities of East Hoosick, North Adams, and West Hoosick, Williamstown, grew. The Hoosick Falls area was known as Dutch Hoosick. Mills were constructed in the North Adams area. Then in May of 1754, war began again in North America. It was not openly declared in Europe until 1756.
Maybe
On August 3rd, 1754, Elisha Chapin wrote the following letter from Fort Massachusetts. Sir, last Sunday morning I sent a scout to St. Croix, and returned this minute. They find where the Indians marched off and burned all before them. They think there was about 400 of the enemy. They see a man come out of Albany yesterday. The General of Albany was very desirous that he should come to the fort and acquaint me that there is 44 Indian canoes come out 9 days since, and designed for our scattering frontiers in New England. From Sir, yours, Elisha Chapin. On August 25th, another letter followed. Sir, this day there came a man from the Dutch and informs me that 4 days past there came 5 Indians from Crown Point, and informs them that there is 800 Indians destined to destroy Hoosick and our new town and this fort designed to be upon us this night. I sent a man right down to Hoosick to hear farther about the affair, but the people was all moved, but 2 or 3 that was coming to the fort, and they tell him the same account. The Indians that brought the account was sent in order to have some persons moved from St. Croix that they had a regard for, but if they come, I hope we are well fixed for them.
Boring. Oh my God. But why?
We'll make a better time than we did down from Hoosick Falls.
Well, let's enjoy it, because we're not going to be enjoying it for very long now, are we? No. Only time I'm stopping it is when we're in the rapids, and it's like 20 minutes of just us fighting with it. Because that's not going to be entertaining to watch.
There's some ducks in the river down here. So.
Look, we have wings. Whee!
Straight ahead of us there.
Oh. That's cool. That's the way we have to go, isn't it?
I'm sure they'll move.
They will. Let's see what's coming from a mile away and move their butts. We need to get over.
Which way though?
Doesn't matter.
That's pretty shallow over there to the right.
I'll go to the left. As far as the left as we can would be ideal. Either way, we're screwed. Yeah, we're fine. We're gonna scrape some things. I don't think it's gonna be as bad as before, though. Yeah, we're getting a little too to the left. Hello. Stop it. Come on, Titanic, straight now.
Where do you want it? Left or right?
We're good. We just got to get through here. Well, we gotta get towards the ducks.
I'm sure they'll move.
I'm just trying to get us through this without going over there. Thankfully, I'm strong enough to do this now. It wasn't a few years ago when we went canoeing that last time.
Shallow there to the left.
Yeah. This is going to be a little bit of trial and error.
There they go.
Hello. Except they're moving where we're going, so that's not helpful. I don't have much room to work with here. All right. You don't say.
That was me.
Oh. Oh boy.
And we ground it out. Snow all over, so it doesn't matter if you can get the water.
This. Oh yeah, that breeze is nice.
Heron on the right, eagle on the left.
Camera's on. No. Yep. Got it. Oh, that's something. This is like shallow, but like this is the only way to go through here. So we're riding whether we like it or not. Yep, we're going right. Yes, we are. And what's this? Interesting. There's one corner. I think there's only two more. I hope the camera catches that. It's hard to see. My viewfinder here. Either way, you're going to see part of the boat in the view. We need to get over here. I've not received confirmation that she got the text, so that's cool. So cool. Probably. We probably are. We can go that way. Otherwise, we're going to hit that thing over there. No, I don't really want to hit that thing over there. I want to go this way. Alright, we're good. You are okay. Hey, how about we try and see what happens? And if we're walking it, we're walking it. I guess we're walking it. Oh! What?
This ended our video taking. The camera survived just fine, but the mounting did not. The canoe filled with water. My grandson's paddle and the bailing scoop floated off downstream. We got the canoe to shore and dumped out the water, breaking the camera mount in the process. Then we checked the equipment, which had been tied to the boat, for damage, threw everything back in, and took off after the paddle, which we caught up with a few minutes downstream. Never did find the bailer. After this, all we did is take some still photos the rest of the way to Eagle Bridge.